Part 13, the lies he told. So after he told me over the phone he didn't really know when he was going to be coming back to the house, he also told me in that conversation that he had to go to work. So there was no way that he was coming back at that point in time when I needed him to. I don't know why I pushed the issue, but I did. And I told him, I said, you know, hey, I'm going to call your mama. I called his mama. I said, are you at work today? She always had an attitude with me. Always. Never liked me. I said, are you at work today? And she said, no, I'm off, but what's up? I said, so I'm putting him out. I need you to probably come and get some of his things, because I'm at a point right now where if you don't come get it, I'm going to start putting it in trash bags, because I did put them in trash bags, and I said I'm going to start throwing them down the stairs. And when it makes it outside, it's going to be up to all these neighbors to have a free pick of all these J's that I've bought him, all the clothes that I bought him, watches that I've got him, just the things that I know for a fact that people would probably want for free. So if you don't want that to happen to your baby boy, you might want to come and pick it up. And I said it just like that. She said, babe, give me about an hour. I'll be over that way. Said it so calmly. What she didn't tell me was that she was going to be coming with a friend. And what she also didn't tell me is that she had contacted Jared and said, I'm on my way to that girl's apartment. You might want to meet me over there, because I'm also going to call the sheriff to accompany us. Why didn't you need the sheriff to come? I told y'all the bags was going to be at the door. You didn't need to bring nobody to me. So sheriffs come. They knock on the door. I ended up getting into a whole argument with her from the balcony. And we going back and forth. I'm calling her a bitch. She calling me a bitch. He shouldn't have never married your stupid ass. I told you that, I told him that you wasn't shit. I knew that you was going to do him wrong and all this type of shit. And I said, do him wrong? Bitch, I done paid for more shit than you probably been about in your whole life. I went off. Everything that he had ever told me about her, about how, you know, she was a young hoe, all that type of stuff, I had went off. I said, and Pop done told me, because I said his real name. I said, by the way, Pop told me that he didn't even know if Jared was his motherfucking baby back in the day with your whole ass. I mean, I'm going in, bro. I done went for the juggler. Do you hear me? And so she was like, he said that. I mean, she going it. That motherfucker ain't told you that. So I called him on the phone. I said, man, Cece over here acting a fool. She over here, because now mind you, I'm going with the tag name. I said, Cece over here acting a fool, bro. You better come get your baby mama before I kill her. You know, I'm saying all types of stuff. And he was like, calm down, daughter, calm down. You know, what he done did. I told Dad everything. Now, I'm on the phone with him while I'm sitting on the balcony. She's still down there. Yeah, bitch, I bet you won't bring your ass outside. Now, her friend hyping the shit up. She ain't gonna come with that fucked up ankle. They down there acting in. They going in. And I told her if I ever catch her in these streets, she ain't got to worry about it. There won't be no talking. It won't. So, sheriffs pull up. They say, ma'am, we understand that you don't want to let her in, but please let him in, because he wants to verify that all of his things have been placed in these garbage bags. He want to make sure he want to do a walkthrough to make sure that nothing else in this house is his, because obviously you guys are about to go into a separation mode, and we are just here to make sure that he gets all of his things. I said, I have no problem with that. I go downstairs myself, because by this time, if I can remember correctly, I'm in a boot. This was in December now, so I go downstairs. And I let the sheriff in, and I let him in. And I slammed the door in the mama face. She, let me at that bitch. Acting a fool outside. Do you know that bitch had the audacity to get on top of my government car and start twerking? And her friend recorded it. Why would you do that? Just stupid. So he comes in. He goes through. And he said, I believe I got everything. He did take like something that was in the bathroom. It might have been like a bag that had like a cologne or something in it. But he pretty much took everything out of it. And then they left. And that was it. He did not say anything to me about the baby. The baby was actually in the home. He didn't kiss the baby. He didn't say, bye, son. None of that shit. Now, it's important to note, too, that when our baby came, he never really cared for our baby. But he always, and to this day, he still claims my oldest as his boy. He always cared about my oldest. Always. And he never really showed that type of love to the baby. I didn't pay attention to the red flag either. The reason that I felt like he really didn't pay attention to his own baby is because the baby looked exactly like him. I believe our baby just is a reflection of him. The baby looks exactly like him. I believe that's why. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not in his head. So he leaves. We don't talk for a couple of days. I told my sister, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't get married to get divorced. None of us do. But I fucked up. I did. I told her, I said, I fucked up. And I don't know how to make it right. And she was encouraging. She was motivation for me. And she told me, she said, it's going to be all right. It all worked out in the end. And she did not lie. Because it does. She got back on the plane. She left. And I was back at home by myself again. He contacted me and he told me, he said, and this was a few days past. He said, I've been doing some thinking. I was wrong. He said, I was mad about some other shit and I took it out on you. But I want to make things right. I want to come home. This had to be the dumbest thing that I could have ever done. I let that man come back home. He said, I've been saying it was like a Regency Inn. He FaceTimed me from the Regency Inn. He was at the room by himself. But I don't believe that he went to the Regency Inn just to be there by himself. I do believe that he was probably there with other women. I'll get into that shit later. But I told him, I said, I did not marry you for us to be going through, a divorce so soon and annulment at this point. Because, I mean, shit, it ain't even been 6 months at this point. I said, so, well, it had been, if it was December, yeah, it had been about 6 months. And I told him, I said, so I don't want to like go through a divorce. I'm willing to try if you're willing to try, but I need you to come home, bro. Like, what you doing? You know? And he was like, you know, I'm coming home. And he did. He came home. He put all of his things back in the place that it was. And then we continued to resume life that way. Part 14, the lies he told. So he comes back and we regroup. We resume our life. We get into another little spat because I found some stuff in his phone. Remember I told y'all previously about Erica. When he came back home, I looked through his phone. Most women look through messages. Most people look through pictures. Some people look through browser history. I look at bank statements. I look at Cash App. I look at Zelle. I look at all this shit. So I went through his Cash App. And Erica was named Erica in his phone. Picture was there and everything. The woman that he told me was a stalker bitch. She had requested a $40 Cash App. And the reason for the Cash App was wasted gas. This was on one of the nights that he claimed that he was staying in the Regency Inn. On top of that, I found messages with them. And she was saying, you know, why you didn't answer the phone? What the fuck you doing? You want me to come or not? So it was obvious at this point that he was cheating on me. I confronted him about it. I said, why was she requesting $40 for gas, for wasted gas? I said, where was she coming to? He said, I told you that bitch crazy. I said, well, what about the text messages? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, open up your phone right now. Let me show you because I seen the shit this morning. When that man opened up their phone, the messages were gone. Completely gone. I said, so you wiped your whole fucking phone clean when you got up? Damn, that's crazy. You must have knew I had went through your shit. He was like, why the fuck you going through my phone anyway? I said, why the fuck is bitches requesting $40 for wasted gas? Why? And why would it be the stalker bitch? That's not making any sense to me, Jared. I don't understand. So we had a spat right before Christmas. We got into it real bad. And so he woke up on Christmas Eve and he said, let's get out of here and let's take the baby down to my dad in Lufkin. We left that morning. And I was so excited to see Pop because I told y'all this the realest nigga that ever was born. I got down there and at this point, y'all, my mind, my body, I was just in a different world. Because at this point, I realized that I was going through postpartum depression. And I was also having some thoughts. And you guys know what kind of thoughts. Because I was dealing with a baby full time, basically on my own. I was dealing with shit in the marriage with him. Found out he was cheating. And then it really wasn't nothing that I could do to wrap my head around how the hell I got here so fast. Because I'm telling y'all, I did the dumbest shit in the world. All of this shit, now that I'm replaying this back and telling y'all my story, this is some shit that you see and that you look at the next woman and be like, girl, I'm so glad that ain't me. But it was me. And it hurt, man. Because all of this could have been prevented if I didn't even call that damn place back. It's my fault. It's my fault. So we go down there to his dad. And, you know, his dad is so happy. We got pictures of him holding the baby. And he's so sweet. He's so sweet. And so we stay down there. And we get a hotel and everything. And we stay down there with them. We come back. He goes back to work. Things happen like usual. On December 30th, this definitely ain't gonna look too good for me. On December 30th, I went to Don McGill Toyota in Katy. He had been driving my 2018 RAV4 so much back and forth to Sugar Land. I noticed that when he would put a vehicle, whether it was mine or his, in reverse, before it would stop rolling back, he would hike it and drive. So therefore, you know, it would, you know, it's like a bounce thing. I know that that's bad for your car. I don't know nothing about cars, but I know that's pretty bad for your car. So it felt like my truck started missing all of a sudden. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna go. Me and the baby, we're gonna go down to Don McGill, and I'm gonna see if I can get another truck. He said, okay, all right, let me know, babe. He was at work, or allegedly at work. I go down to Don McGill. I'm down there 4 hours tops. I come out with a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Beautiful. I get home, park it in the garage. I said, babe, I got a new truck. You know, life was, at that point, in my opinion, my life was going okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay. I had my husband. Half of a husband. I had a new truck. I had a new baby. You know, my oldest was on point. Like, you know, everything was everything. He's still paying bills, y'all. Still paying the bills. So he comes home and he was like, babe, I'm so glad you got a new vehicle. He said, because to be honest with you, my shit is on his last leg. Now, he had a 2018, maybe, Nissan Altima. It might not even been 18. It might have been like a 16 or 17. It was older. I remember it smelled like weed because he smoked. You know, it was pretty raggedy. Because he got it from Shabana Motors. And so I said, how about you how about you go to work tomorrow, and I'm gonna go back down to Dunn McGill. He said, okay. So I go back down to Dunn McGill, and I said, hey, my husband need a vehicle. They said, okay, what kind of vehicle does he have? I said, he has a 20 whatever Toyota Nissan Altima. I said, he said, well, you know, can he bring it in? So he brings it in. He worked at morning shift, so he brought it in. And they took a look at it, and they said, you know, we can get you in a car today if you want to. He said, okay, cool. Now, mind y'all, in one of those parts, I told y'all his credit was outstanding, allegedly. We get there. He gets there. They examine the car. They tell him, we can only give you, I think it was like $7,000 for the car. He was like, okay, that's better than nothing. He said, so we're going to get you to, you know, fill out this paperwork or whatever. You know, everything's electronic or whatever. He said, but, you know, let's see what your credit comeback is. His credit came back at a whopping 437. I was in shock. I said, how your credit score of 437, and you just said a couple months ago you ready to get a house, and you told me at the beginning that your credit was outstanding, nigga. And he was like, yeah, a couple of my hospital bills that hit me these past couple of months. I said, hospital bills? He said, yeah, I got some old hospital bills from when I had my gastric sleeve that ain't been paid. So they just hitting my, you know, they hitting my credit. I said, okay. I said, so now what? He said, babe, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna cap. I really do need another car. Y'all know exactly what's next. I co-signed for that man to get a brand new 2021 Toyota Camry. I really wish I still had the picture so that I could show y'all the picture of us with 2 red bows on those vehicles. Both black, both brand new, no miles on it. Now we're moving to the next part. Part 15, the lies he told. So we leave the car lot, we make it home. Both of us are ecstatic because we have brand new cars. And I told him, I remember specifically saying to him, listen, I put my name on this car for you. I know how important it is to have good, reliable transportation to go to and from work. So don't fuck me over. If it ever comes to a point where you cannot make the payments on this car, let me know. Because, of course, since he's paying the household bills, I said, I will step in and I will chip in on whatever it needs, you know, whatever happens. And so he says to me, babe, I got you. I would never fuck up your credit. I would never do that. It is important to note that when I signed for the car, the payments were $723 a month on a Camry. His car note was higher than my RAV4 note. I had a good trade-in, not so much him. I know, I believe the lies again. You'll see how they fucked me over in the end. So, I told him, I said, you know, next week I am going to start looking for a rental home. Because at this point, I knew that he couldn't get a house based on his credit score. I had just bought 2 vehicles on my credit, so I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to get as much house as I wanted to for the amount that, you know, I could get pre-approved for. So I didn't even think about buying a home with him. I said, let's just do a rental. And that's what we did. We started looking at rental homes on Zillow. I would send them to him while he was at work. And I would say, you know, hey, I like this one. I like this one. And so me being the person that I am, I said, since you travel very far to go to work, let's try to find a home that's closer to your job at Fish City Grill. He was making good money there, as I thought. And I just assumed that he was going to stay at that job. I did not know that in the next 6 months, he would no longer be at that job. We found a rental home in Fresno, Texas. It was for $15.95 a month. It was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Beautiful home. My cousin lives a street over, so it worked out. Also, my cousin and his wife that, you know, tried to help us like with premarital counseling or whatever, they lived in Iowa Colony. And so we were down the street from them. We had already said, hey, y'all gonna be the godparents to our baby. And they were. So I was excited. You know, at townhouses or apartment complexes, you have to put in a 60-day notice. So I put in a 60-day notice, made sure the mail was forwarded out there, all of that good stuff. Now, I was set to go back into the office. I had got a promotion at my job. I was set to go back to work at the end of February, but I asked my new boss, is there any way that I could come in to the office after I move into my new home? He said, yes. I got the babies, a daycare out that way, and we moved in, and life started from there. Now, when we made it to Fresno, things became a little different. Reason being is because I had better access to go to his restaurant. And I would always go up there to Fish City Grill. I knew everybody there. They knew me. And I was also able to have a better commute heading downtown. So he would take the kids to school in the morning. I would pick them up. So every morning I was going into the office around 5:45, 6 o'clock. I would be off by 2:30, 3 o'clock, go get the kids from school. He, yet again, he always worked, you know, like a mid to late shift. So he would always go to work at like 1 and would get off whenever they closed. So if they shut down at 10 or 11, he would get home about 12 or 1. And that was just the restaurant business. I didn't think anything of it. So now we're in March. So March, we're kicking it off good. We love the new house. You know, he's like, babe, I'm so glad that we stuck it out. You know, I appreciate it because you believed in me when nobody else. My mom said to me when I first met you, like, you know, why would somebody like her want somebody like you? And, you know, she kind of crushed me a little bit, but in the same token, you kind of uplifted me. And to truly be honest, that's the only thing that I felt was genuine out of your mouth, because I did really help him through a lot of things. So one day I was doing laundry and I noticed that there was something that looked like a sweet tart that was on top of my dryer. And another important thing that I need to tell you is that everything in the house I purchased with either my credit financing or I paid for it outright. So the washer and dryer is mine, furniture is mine. I bought us a king size bedroom set from Furniture Queen and Katie. Shout out to Furniture Queen. They've been rocking with me for the longest. Like, I mean, I had the house fully furnished when we moved in. There was nothing missing, nothing at all. Made sure that we were straight. And I seen this thing on the dryer and I said to myself, this got to be some candy or something from the baby. So I discarded it. I ain't think nothing of it. Eventually I found another one. This time it was on the ottoman. And so I'm like, damn, what is this? Like, is my oldest bringing like candy home from school or something? Like, what is this? It looked like a sweet tart. You know, sweet tarts are different colors. They be orange, they be blue, they be white, they be light blue. You know, they be different colors. So I'm thinking it's fucking candy. I'm thinking it's candy. So I discarded that again. All right. So now, we're going to transfer over to May. Now we're in May of 2021. In May of 2021, he would always carry a book bag. I bought him a Coach backpack. And when I bought that backpack, he was happy about the backpack because he said, babe, this is so nice. I paid $500 for a Coach bag. Why? $500. I did. But I never knew what he carried in that book bag. Never knew. And so one Sunday morning, he was asleep, but he left the book bag in the guest bathroom by the kids' bedroom on the other side of the house. I walk in there because I was cleaning up. I was probably doing laundry or something, and I was cleaning up, and I said, let me look in this book bag. The fuck be in this book bag? And when I opened that book bag up, y'all, I found a baggie of different colored pills that was in that bag. Orange, blue, and white. I immediately took a picture of the bag that it was in, and I sent it to my cousin. And I said, what do you think this is? My cousin around the corner. And she said, I don't know, but I got a pharmacy friend. Let me find out. She sent it to whomever the friend was. And she told me, she said, now, according to him, he says that it looks like Addie's, it looks like Speed, and it looks like some type of pain med. But those are street pills. She said, Jill, where you get this shit from? I said, well, it came out of Jerry book bag. She said, you might want to ask him about that. You might want to ask him about that. I said, okay. All right. So I flushed him down the toilet before I asked. Because at that point, I knew that I was dealing with a man that not only lied, but that was also taking street pills and was possibly addicted to them. Part 15, the lies he told. Part 16, the lies he told. So I flushed these drugs down the toilet. One thing I knew about my ex-husband was that he smoked hella weed. I knew that. And I never smoked with him either. But there were times where he would call the weed man and the weed man would pull up to the townhouse that we lived in or pulled up to the home that we were living in Fresno. And it could have been two different niggas. I don't know. But he would always have product. I knew that he wasn't dealing. I knew that he was actually doing the shit. I knew it. So, because I would smell the smoke, he would sit in the garage for hours when he would get off, and he would never be able to go to sleep. There were so many signs that I missed. Some of the signs that I missed was he hardly ever slept. He was always on go. He really wasn't very active in the bed like that. It was wishy-washy, you know. It was then, and it was then, and then it was might have been, you know, that type of stuff. So there were different signs that could have pointed to, okay, this man might also be doing something other than weed. But it never dawned on me that he might be into street pills. Never did. Because I really never saw that man take them either. But he always had that book bag with him. All right. So I flushed him down the toilet and I asked him. I woke him up out of his sleep, actually. I said, Jerry, get up real quick. He said, what's wrong, babe? The baby okay? Yeah, the baby okay, nigga. I said, I got a question. I had went through your book bag. Okay, for what? I said, you taking drugs? Like you taking street pills? He said, that ain't none of your fucking business, man. I said, that ain't none of my fucking business. That's crazy in my motherfucking house you raising your voice. I said, that is my business. Because I've been seeing that shit trailing through my fucking house where my kids could get a hold of this shit. I said, so you on drugs. You taking street pills, ain't it? And I told him, I said, now you gonna either quit that shit or you go ahead and get on up out of here. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is put my kids in harm's way, fucking around with you, getting like this, and you leaving drugs even fucking weird. That man looked at me and he said, I ain't gonna never fucking stop it. You can leave me if you want to. And y'all, I know y'all been waiting on it. But that is the day that I waited for him to go in that room and start ironing them clothes for work. When I tell you I unplugged that iron, And I put that iron on the floor. He said, what you doing? I picked up that motherfucking ironing board and I beat the fuck out that man in my baby's bedroom. I said, because what you not gonna do is you not gonna fucking disrespect me no more. Don't raise your fucking voice at me. I'm gonna beat your ass every time, bitch. And I meant that shit. I meant it, y'all. I really did. I beat that man with that fucking ironing board. I did. And I called my mama. And I told her, I said, I beat Jared ass with the ironing board. She said, don't do that. Don't get yourself so mad that you do something like that. I said, man, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. So I tell her, I say, mama, he on drugs. He on drugs. So now we know that he lied, he on drugs. He go to work that day, he don't come home. Now this is the pattern that he starts of coming home and just leaving out when he want to. Don't know where he at, can't get a hold of him on the phone. He just coming in and out when he want to at this point. This is May of 2021. At the end or close to the end of May, my oldest at the time, he was getting ready to graduate pre-K and he was going to kindergarten. Mind you, I told you that both of my kids, I found a good daycare for them. So in August, my son was transitioning to the elementary school outside of that subdivision that we were in. So his pre-K school had a graduation ceremony for him. I would have never thought that my ex-husband would have missed this, but he did. He said, babe, I got a lot of people that done called out today. I'm not going to make Walker's graduation. I said, all right, man, that's cool. Part of me didn't want to really go by myself because at the time, me and Walker's daddy wasn't seeing eye to eye, and he was a little jaded because I had another baby, and, you know, he still loved me a little bit, but he married now, but, you know, I love his wife. I love his wife. So I go to the graduation, and I sit through it. I'm happy. I'm proud. Walker goes with his dad for the weekend because it was a Friday. And I decided that I was going to go up to Fish City Grill to get me something to eat. Me and Jared, we not on the best of terms, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go up here. I went up there. And as soon as I hit that door with that stroller, one of the best servers that was there, she was the sweetest thing. I don't even remember that baby name. But she walked up to me and she said, Mrs. Such and such. She said, how you doing tonight? I said, I'm good. And she had a look of confusion on her face. I said, where's my husband? And she said, he got off 2 hours ago. It was like 6:30 in the evening. I said, impossible. He missed my son's graduation because he said he was going to be working. Y'all didn't have enough people on shift. She said, oh, we have a full staff tonight. He told us that he was leaving for the night about 2 hours ago. So 2 hours ago would have been like 4:30. The graduation started at like 5. So I said, oh no, boo, let me call him. So she's standing right there. The restaurant packed. You really wouldn't even know where to sit in there. So I kind of pull over to the side of the door. I make a phone call. He don't answer me. Doop. Call again. Doop. Forwarding my calls to voicemail. I said, baby, do me a favor. Bring me y'all restaurant cordless phone. So I called him from the restaurant phone. He picked up on the first fucking ring. Hello, this is Jared. I said, where the fuck you at, man? Where you at, nigga? Babe, wait a minute, babe. I had to go to Sam's to get something for the restaurant. I said, you a motherfucking cold case lie, bitch. I said, these people done told me that you done got off 2 hours ago and you missed Walker motherfucking graduation. But what? Where the fuck you at, man? And I'm going in the restaurant. The lady said, Mrs. Such and such. Mrs. Such and such. Okay. I said, you lying. You a lying ass bitch. I said, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna get your ass when we get home. Don't worry. I got you. I hung up the phone. I said, baby, I appreciate you. She said, can I get you a water? Can I get you a salad to go? Can I get you anything? I said, babe, I don't have an appetite. That man lied to me. I said, is there any chance that y'all would have needed something in the kitchen? Any chance that y'all would have needed something in the kitchen? And he might have went to a local Sam's or a Kroger and got some ingredients or something because that's what he told me. She said, ma'am, Jared told us that he was going home for the evening. We are not expecting him to come back. He is gone. When I called him on that cordless phone, I could hear the wind gushing in the background like he had his window down in his car. So he was off for sure. But I have no idea where he was or who he was with or what he was doing. According to him, he was going to Sam's Club because the restaurant needed something in the kitchen. Part 15, the lies he told. So part 17, the lies he told. So now I'm on the phone with my cousin and I'm like, man, bitch, let me tell you about this shit. So we talking. And I told her, I said, man, I ain't gonna lie, between the drugs, between the lying, between all of this, I gotta get out, man. I really gotta get out, but I gotta figure a way out. You know, one thing I will say, and this is a little piece of nugget for any woman out there. I know that I kept saying in these parts, but he was paying all the bills, Sis, you can pay your own bills. I ain't never letting another nigga pay my bills again. I'm sorry. You're not gonna take away my piece. Because this was too much. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. So I get back home. And I ended the conversation with my cousin. I get the baby together. I put him to bed. By 9:15, he calls my phone. I answer. I say, what's up? He said, babe, I'm at Fish City Grill in Pearland. They needed some help out here. You want something to eat from here? I said, no, thank you. He said, all right, babe, I'm on my way home. I said, okay, cool. I fell asleep before he got home because he probably made it anywhere between 11, 11:30. And I never brought it back up again. But it always stuck in the back of my head that he probably was somewhere with some bitch doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Or he was probably somewhere getting high. Don't even know. And it's irrelevant now. But it's the fact that he even lied to his place of employment. Because you told them folks that you was gone for the night. I don't even know if they had a GM on the floor that night. So it wasn't just me. So I got a phone call. I got a phone call within that same month from my cousin, and she was telling me that her sister wasn't doing too well. She said it wasn't going to be long before we would have to make arrangements to get ready for a funeral. My cousin was young, and that was a really tough time for my family. So I dealt with grief before anything. I dealt with grief. So I told him, I said, babe, you remember my aunt when we went to Mississippi? He was like, yeah, babe. I said, well, her daughter, the one that lives with her, ain't doing too well. I'm gonna probably have to go to Mississippi at some point. He said, okay, whatever you need. I said, I'll probably just need you to make sure the baby cool. He said, all right. So I got that phone call one day while I was driving into work. So that'll come back sooner or later. And I'm sorry, y'all, I get emotional on certain points because I'm really not over her yet. I'm really not over it yet. So one morning, about 5 a.m, I get up, I'm getting dressed for work like a normal day. And I noticed that one of his phones is laying on the couch. He's in the bed. I don't know what made me, but I did. I went through the phone. Again, I went through the Chase banking app. I was concerned at some point because he was still making all of the bills. But he was also out of nowhere giving me extra money, whether it was extra money to get my nails done, extra money to get more wigs, because I'm a wig finessa, whatever the case may be. He was just giving me bread. And I kept saying, where you getting this money from? And he told me, he said, I got a bonus at work. I don't really think restaurant GMs get bonuses, but I mean, what do I know? During the time, I thought that was truth. And I went through that Chase app. And the same day that he was getting a deposit from Fish City Grill for his job, he was also getting an unemployment check from the government. I don't know how he pulled it off. And I will tell you that the entire time that I knew this man, even up until now, he has never filed taxes. Never filed taxes. I have no idea how he's getting away with this at this point in time. So I took screenshots of that. I said, okay, he getting unemployment. But I also go to his Cash App. And I noticed that he is making a lot of transactions to the weed man. But these transactions are beginning to be between $350 to $550 a week. And I said, okay, I know that he doing weed and I know he doing the pills or whatever, but man, I thought, me and him had talked about it. I told him, I was like, hey, I know what you said about the drugs, but you're gonna have to quit it. He did come home one day and he told me that he wanted to quit. This was before I found the stuff on the phone. And he said, I do want to quit, but I'll go to a therapist. I'll go to a therapist. I believed him. I also went to his T-Mobile account. And I also found out that he had been on the phone with this one number the entire time that he'd be at work. Sometimes the conversations were 6 hours long. Sometimes they were 9 hours long. And some of the conversations were occurring while I was at work and he was at home. And I did not know who the number was, but I screenshotted it too. Like, I took a picture of it from my phone, from his phone, whatever. I questioned him about it all. I said, what is going on? Again, he got upset. He told me ain't no reason that I need to be going through his shit. I told him, I said, we are married, Jared. You got to tell me what's going on. Because now you fucking with the government. What you got going on, player? Like, what's going on? Again, he started this shit up by leaving the house and not coming back. Anytime we got into an argument, he would leave the house and wouldn't come back for days. So I said, all right, man. At this point, I really do got to find me a way out. I really do. So when I asked him about the phone calls, he said, you told me to get counseling. That's my therapist. I said, what's the therapist's name? Because you're on the phone with the therapist for 9 hours. Who's the therapist? He gave me some bogus ass name. And he also was the type too, when I found shit, he said, you figured out, you the one that want to know the answer to the question. He had that type of attitude. Once again, head between the wash and dry. Tear that ass up. Don't please watch your mouth and watch your fucking tongue when you're talking to me. Because by that time now, I'm not going to lie, and it break my heart, I had become abusive physically. I most definitely did. Part 17, the lies he told. Part 18, the lies he told. So, soon after I got that information, confronted him about it. He said what he said, he did what he did. I started thinking in my head of solutions to be able to financially uphold this house without this man being here. It was going to be tough. It was going to be tight. But I said, I will start packing that money down for the next 3 to 6 months. I'm going to stick this thing through. But I need to at least get a good 6 months of rent under my belt so that I can be comfortable with the savings account. Because I already knew that if we split, there was a possibility that he was not going to immediately pay child support, even though I was going to put his ass on there. So I got the phone call that my cousin passed. I went home before the funeral. I went home the day that I got the call about her passing. I went home to be with her mom, my aunt. I stayed there with my aunt until my cousin traveled with her family from North Carolina. When my cousin came in town, I think I spent the next night at home, like in Mississippi, and then I flew back to Houston. He was here with the baby when I went home. But when it was time for the funeral, which the funeral was during the week, I told him, I said, I know that you have to work. And when I go home, I'll probably be home for maybe 2 nights max. But when I go home this time, I know since you're working, take the baby to my cousin, which I call aunt because she is like an aunt to me. She helped me when I first moved here to Houston. I said, take baby to her in Fairfield, in Cypress, down there by the Outlet Mall. If you know where Fresno is, you know that from Fresno to Cypress Outlet Mall is a good hour drive. That's a far drive. I said, so just go ahead, take him over there. When I get back in town, I will go and pick him up, and then I will bring him back home. He said, babe, whatever you need, I got it. You know, I know that you got to go home for this. I said, okay, thank you so much. The day came where I got on the plane and I flew to Mississippi. My cousin, which is my aunt, keep in mind now, I call my cousin my aunt, but her son was living with her at the time. And my cousin is around 36. And for the story purposes, we're going to say his name is Dwayne. Dwayne is at home with my aunt. And Dwayne is going to be the one that goes and get the baby from the car from my ex-husband. So I'm on the phone with my ex-husband. I've already landed in Mississippi. I'm on the phone with my ex-husband and I say, hey, have you pulled up? Have you pulled up on my aunt? And he said, yeah, babe, I'm here. But what apartment you say she in again? And I said, don't look for the apartment because Dwayne is outside. He said, Dwayne? I said, yeah, my cousin Dwayne, that's her son. I hear the exchange of the baby. I hear him saying, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm Jared. I'm Dwayne. I hear all that. And so I hear Dwayne saying, come on, little man. He got him. He closes the door. He said, all right, babe, I dropped him off. I said, thank you so much. We end the call. I'm at home dealing with my family because I just lost my fucking cousin. At this point, don't piss me off because I ain't no telling what I'm going to do. Because when I lose somebody like that was close to me, don't say nothing to me ill. Don't do that. That man contacted me that night while I was sitting in the same home that my cousin was living in. I never forget it. And he texted me. My aunt was on that couch. My cousin's mama was on that couch trying to rest because she had just lost her baby daughter. That boy texted my phone and he said, how are they related to you? Talking about the cousins that he dropped the baby off with. I said, that's my family from Mississippi. He said, but I'm saying though, what kind of relation is it? Are y'all first cousins? Are y'all second cousins? Are y'all third cousins? I said, that would be my mom's, if I'm not mistaken, second cousin. Now we're texting. I said, why? He said, because I've been doing some thinking. He said, let me find out that that's not your real family. I said, so who the fuck else would it be? You think I'm just gonna let my baby go with anybody? I said, man, quit playing with me, man. Don't start that. That's what I said. I said, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you. You probably off them street pills. Don't text my phone with this shit. I'm grieving right now. That's what I said. I promise you. I said them exact words. And he says, just let me find out. I called Dwayne up. It's probably 11 o'clock at night. I said, what you doing? He said, shit, playing the game. I said, what the baby doing? He said, in there with mom sleep. Bet. I said, man, this nigga, he texting me with that bullshit. Now, Dwayne probably been out at that point, maybe roughly a year. So he fresh out. One thing that I want TikTok to know right now is my family, it run deep. I'm gonna tell you now. So it is hard for you to make idle threats or to talk shit because somebody in the family gonna see about you. I told him, I said, man, that man has contacted me and he talking crazy. And I know you don't really know him, but I'm just letting you know, he know where, y'all live. So just be on the lookout. If you're trying to come and get the baby, don't let the baby go with him. Because I'm going to be honest, I really did not trust my ex-husband with my baby. I did not. And so he said, oh, that nigga ain't coming over here. He not coming over here. What I didn't know is that Dwayne, in the course of the conversation, he asked me where he worked at, where my ex-husband worked at. And I told him, I said, now at this point, y'all, he had left Fish City Grill. Now he at Grill Burger off of IT and Katy. I said, man, he work at Grill Burger. He said, what time they close? I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. He said, don't worry about it. What I did not know is that the following day, Dwayne called up there to Grill Burger and asked for Jared. And he told him, he said, man, this Dwayne. He said, Dwayne. He said, yeah, Dwayne, the one that got your baby over here. He said, oh yeah, man, what's going on? Everything okay? Do the baby need something? Y'all need more diapers or something? He said, no. He said, but I just wanted to call to let you know that my baby cousin called me and I don't want to have to come and see about you. So leave it alone. I don't know what you think the fuck is going on, but that's family. So leave it alone. Jerry calls me going off. Man, your motherfucking cousin done called up here. Now it's my cousin. Now it's my cousin. Your motherfucking cousin done called up here talking about woo, 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 yada, 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 acting just like Jody motherfucking ass from Baby Boy. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. You told that nigga that I said, I ain't told nobody shit. Now at this point, now I'm playing your game. Now I'm lying. I said, I ain't told nobody shit. I said, but I told you, stop fucking playing with me. Don't play with me, sir. Don't do it. I'll catch you up on the next part.